A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jaitilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Army parachuter dies in a skydiving accident. The Premier expresses that the labour of the country should be transformed to meet demands of the economic modernisation. Yashushi Akashi honoured. A new bill to regulate schools. Floods claim 55 lives in Assam and Bihar. Now for news in detail. A soldier attached to the Army Special Forces has died in a sudden fall during a parachute training at the Uhana Army Base in Ampara. The Army stated that the accident has resulted as his parachute failed to open properly. The accident was reported this morning. Army spokesman Brigadier Sumit Tatapattu said that the soldier was training under the freestyle parachute jumps with the view of attending the Diakawa Army drill to be commenced next month. The deceased is a resident of the Puhulwella area in Matara. The Army soldier who received serious injuries succumbed to death after being admitted to the hospital. Meanwhile, 11 suspects connected with abducting a young woman in Vaunia were arrested at the Kanjanamote area in Marathodi. She had been abducted by the group who had arrived at the place by a van and 2 trishaws. The van was blocked by the Puliyankulama police and residents, and the culprits were taken into custody. It is revealed that the chief suspect of the incident is a mason who has hired his services to construct her house. 10 people have been arrested by the Vinnapur police station when they were readying to migrate to Australia by boats illegally. The suspects were taken into custody when they were staying at a house at the Taldeka area in Nainamadama. It is reported that 2 married couples and 2 small kids were among the arrested. They are residents of the Pallama area in Chilau. Meanwhile, 14 housing units have been gutted in fire in the Poranukotuavatta area last night. The Paliagoda Police and Colombo Fire Brigade took measures to contain the fire. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says country's labour should be transformed to be matched with the economic modernisation at the global level. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was speaking at the opening of the Mehevara Piyasa complex at the Ministry of Labour in Narahimpita. The opening ceremony was held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The event was attended by many government ministers. The project is aimed to provide productive and excellent service to the workforce of the country. 8,500 million rupees has been invested for the construction work of the Mehevara Piyasa complex, the 32-story structure. It will be the biggest and the tallest building owned by the state. 5 levels of the building has been spared for vehicle parking. The President and entourage engaged in an inspection tour at the complex. The biggest vocational training centre in Sri Lanka was unveiled at Orogodawatta under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe this afternoon. The new venture will create new space for the youth in this country to receive vocational training to tally with the demands from the local and foreign job market. The initiative has been funded by the Korean Exim Bank. The total investment of the project exceeded $12 million. The facility has been constructed equipping a range of modern infrastructure, including lecture halls, conference halls, libraries, hostels and cafeterias. The new vocational training centre will have a fully fledged IT laboratory as well. The students who successfully complete the courses at the new Korea Sri Lanka Technology Training Institute will be awarded a National Diploma Certificate of the NVQ 5 level. The courses in IT, motor mechanics, construction industry, Korean and English languages will be conducted free of charge. It is a salient feature that the new facility will offer robotic courses too. President Maithripala Sirisena says staunch peacemaker Yasushi Akashi is a loyal and trusted friend of Sri Lanka. He said this when the Japanese peace envoy Akashi called on President Sirisena at the President's office today.
Yasushi Akashi was presented with the Sri Lanka Ratna the first ever has national honour conferred on non-nationals in order to recognize his distinguished and exceptional service rendered towards the nation at the investiture ceremony of National Honours 2019 at the BMICH. The President thanked Akashi for his numerous efforts to restore peace and harmony in Sri Lanka and wished him long life to continue his exceptional service to the world at large and to promote friendship between Sri Lanka and Japan. Yasushi Akashi thanked the President and the people of Sri Lanka for conferring this great honour on him. He said that Japan and Sri Lanka have many things in common and Buddhism binds a special friendship between the two countries. He said that other countries could take lessons from Sri Lanka on how to make relentless efforts to strengthen communal peace and harmony while successfully battling extremism. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Japanese Ambassador Akira Sugiyama and Additional Secretary Asala Weerakorn were present on this occasion.
Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam says a new draft bill will be brought to regulate private, international and government schools. Akila Viraj Karyavasam was replying to a question raised by parliamentarian Shaminda Vijayasiri in the House today. The minister also noted that the new legislation will be introduced expeditiously. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has rejected 3 petitions filed against the draft bill that was presented in favour of abolishing death sentence against drug dealers. Deputy Speaker Ananda Kumarasiri announced the Apex Court's decision when Parliament was convened today. Former Army Commander General Mahesh Senanayake called on President Maithripala Sirisena at the President's office today.
The President commended the remarkable service rendered by the Army Commander during his tenure. They exchanged views cordially. The former Army Commander presented a memento to the President. Meanwhile, a discussion focused on the ways and means to minimize irregularities occur while issuing explosive materials and to formulate regulated procedure to distribute them was held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. At the Presidential Secretariat, attention was drawn to the serious adverse effect caused on the environment by using explosives in illegal quarries and fishing and to implement preventive measures. President advised the relevant authorities to distribute the explosives in such a way that it would not impede the national security.
Former General Manager of the Satosa Vimal Pereira was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment by the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today, and he was granted bail afterwards. The former general manager was accused of causing 4 million rupee loss to the Satosa in 2002 when purchasing a stock of rice. Colombo Chief Magistrate ordered the defendant to pay a fine of 5,000 rupees. If he fails to pay the fine, 6-month imprisonment was ordered. The case against the former general manager of the Satosa had been filed by the Bribery or Corruption Allegations Investigation Commission. Meanwhile, lawyers appeared on behalf of Vimal Pereira informed the court that they intend to appeal against the verdict at the Colombo High Court by an appeal petition. Hence, they requested the court to grant bail for him. Accordingly, the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court decided to grant bail to the former general manager at a personal bond of 300,000 rupees. Meanwhile, the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today ordered to relax bail conditions imposed on Chief Executive Officer of the Perpetual Treasuries Private Limited, Kasun Palisena. The suspect has been litigated under the charges of committing a financial crime in connection with the issuance of treasury bonds. Minister Sajith Premadasa emphasizes that a program will be launched to empower women in the country. Sajith Premadasa was speaking at a function held at the Embulambe area in Dambulla. The Randa Dagama Udagammane was vested with the public under the patronage of the minister. It is the 258th model village constructed under the Samata Sevana Udagammane initiative. The cost borne by the government to complete the project of 35 housing units exceeded 30 million rupees. Addressing the gathering, the minister said that a new treaty will be compiled to address issues of the women and secure their venerated positions in the society. He pointed out that some manifestos presented during election times in the past were unproductive and misled the females in the island. The minister noted that the treaty will not only secure the rights of the women but also promote them. He stated that the proposed treaty will be passed in parliament and given legal protection. The conference on sustainable management on chemicals was held in Colombo under the aegis of Minister Daya Gamage. The event has been organized by the UN Industrial Development Organization and the EU while responding to questions raised by journalists. Minister Gamage said that the international support will be given to create a national policy to address issues of usage of chemicals in the country. He pointed out that funds from the Millennium Challenge Corporation can be used for the purpose. Daya Gamage stressed that no harmful agreement will be signed with the US or any other country. He said that some pacts that were signed during the past regime has created a chaotic situation and resulted negative impacts on the country. A suspect linked with the murder of the chief jailer of the Valikada Prison's training school has been arrested. The police unearthed information about the killing when an interrogation was done on two suspects who had been arrested for drug trafficking in Ambalangoda. Accordingly, the police has seized 63 live ammunitions and 15 SIM cards in different types from his house during the further investigations. The chief jailer of the training school of the Valikada prison was killed on the 3rd of this month. The victim was attacked by two unidentified gunmen at the Kuligoda area in Ambalangoda. Governor of the Northwestern Province, Peshala Jayaratne, says a presidential candidate who can bring forward the country towards prosperity will be fielded by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Peshala Jayaratne was speaking at the beginning of the Fruit Villagers program in the Northwestern Province. A pilot project of the initiative has already been initiated at the Hettigama area in Nelliya, will be extended right across the province. The governor handed over agricultural equipment worth 150 million rupees to the farmers at the event. He further noted that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is committed to do correct things for the betterment of the nation. The governor said that the SLFP's future mission will be launched at the party convention to be held next month. State Minister Buddhika Patirana says stern legal action will be taken against the elements who discard their waste to the Nilwala River. The State Minister was speaking during an inspection tour at the Nilwala River Basin from Thotamuna to Akuressa. The aim of the inspection tour was to identify places where garbage is released to the river. Buddhika Patirana highlighted that the highest amount of garbage is released to the Nilwala River in between Thotamuna and Akuressa. He noted that a comprehensive report will be compiled on the pollution created in the waterway. The annual Asala festival of the Bellanville Raja Mahaviharaya has commenced. The organizers have made arrangements to conduct the festival till the 25th of this month. The Mahasangha will chant Pirit for 1 week since the beginning of the festival in accordance to the traditional customs. Afterwards, Devaduta Perahara, Dorakada Asna, Kubal Perahara, Mal Perahara, Pavada Perahara and Ransivili Perahara will parade. The final Perahara will be the Randoli Perahara. It will parade streets on the 23rd of this month and water cutting ceremony is scheduled to take place on the 24th. Chief incumbent of the Bellanville Raja Mahaviharaya says a comprehensive security arrangement has been placed to ensure safety of the devotees who are attending the rituals. Up next is Biz News. The government has mobilized loan assistance amounting to 160 million USD from the Asian Development Bank to cater to the increasing demand of the railway sector through modernization of the railway operations and thereby improving the efficiency of services provided by Sri Lanka Railways. The total estimated investment cost of the project is $192 million USD, and the government contribution to the project will be $32 million USD. The Railway Efficiency Improvement Project, which is initial investment of a long-term sector development plan, will finance the modernization of the country's railway system in several aspects by improving the operations, maintenance, safety, skills development and technical capacity of Sri Lanka Railways. That's all we have for you today. Prime News returns tomorrow. Have a pleasant week. Good night.